Hi, welcome back. This is Jim Mann with Homestyle Southern Cooking. I'm glad you could join me today. I'm going to do a recipe that I grew up on that we had at least every other week. People don't do it very much anymore. We're going to make salmon cakes. They were pretty much a staple when I was growing up in our household, my grandparents, my parents, but people just don't make them like they used to. So when I first moved to Mexico, I could find the big cans of salmon like you find in the States. They don't sell it anymore. So I haven't seen salmon in the store for quite a while. So the other day I was at Costco and they had small cans of salmon. Now this salmon is without bone and without skin. If you get the salmon cans that have the bones and the skin, people don't realize that you can eat the bones and the skin. The bones, if you'll pick them up, they break in your hands and they have extra nutrition and everything in it. So usually if I had a can with the bones and the skin, I would cook it all. But this is has been totally cleaned and it's just pure white salmon, no bones and no skin. So I'm just gonna fix 2 small cans because I'm really just sort of cooking for myself tonight. So I'm going to mash this up a little bit, and as you can see, there are no bones and no skins in there at all. Okay, I'm going to turn my unit on a little tiny bit, and I've got some regular oil in here, and I always like to add a little bit of butter, so I'm going to add about 2 pats of butter to that also, and let that heat up while it's heating up. Okay, to my salmon that I've got in here, I'm going to add, I've got about a half a cup of chopped green peppers. So I'm going to put the half a cup of chopped green peppers in there. I also have about a half a cup of chopped onions. I'll put my chopped onions in there also. And I'll just give those a little stir around a little bit. To that, I'm going to add 2 eggs. There's 1, maybe. There's 1. And there's 2. So I'm going to add 2 eggs to that, and I'm going to stir that around a little bit. Get some egg on all of them. The egg works like a binding ingredient, really, and since we're going to make patties out of these, that's why one of the reasons why we use eggs. Not only that, but for the flavor also. So we'll stir this around, okay? To that, I'm going to add, I like to use sea salt. I've got maybe, I don't know, maybe a half a teaspoon of sea salt here. I'm going to add pepper. As you know, I love pepper, so I'll add quite a bit of pepper. I never have enough pepper for me. And after I make this, when I sit down to eat this, I will put more pepper on it. Okay, I'm going to stir that around a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to start out. I've got saltine crackers, and the ones I buy are 3 in a pack. Just take your hand, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just take them and just crush them. And if you get some whole pieces in there, that's no problem. That's 3. I got another pack. This will be, that'll be 6. And we'll see if I need another one after this one. Because they'll break down once you stir it anyhow. So now I'm going to stir my crackers in here. Now, you don't have to use crackers. You can use breadcrumbs. You can use bread. I've used the toasted bread before. I just like the saltine crackers in it. That's the way that my grandmother made it, my mother made it, and that's, you know, when you get accustomed to something a certain way, that's the way you do it. I have tried it with breadcrumbs, and it's just as good. I have tried it with other things too. Now I've got some Worcestershire sauce. I've got about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. We'll put that in there also. Mix that around with it also. And you know what? I'm going to add 1 more pack of these crackers to that. Let me get my scissors here. Because I want it a little bit thicker than what it is. Okay. Let me get this little stir around too. Turn back just a little bit. You can hear that oil, that butter is just in the oil, just crackling there together. Now, I just take this, there's no certain amount, just by look, and just put a little bit of flour in it. Once again, all I'm trying to do is thicken it up so when I get ready to pick it up, I can make a nice patty out of it. Yeah, if you can see, I can make this now. I can actually make these into patties. So that's the consistency that I want with this, okay? Let me set some of this stuff out of the way, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. I've got a plate here, and with my plate, I have some breadcrumbs. I'm just going to pour some breadcrumbs right here on this plate. And I'm going to actually spread them out on the plate a little bit, okay? I had that one extra egg. And we'll take that, put it in my bowl, and we'll beat this egg up. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the amount for my patties that I want. I'm going to make just round patties. Maybe we'll make them a little bit bigger. Don't want to make them too big. And as you can see, just those two small cans make quite a few. And if these fall apart when you're cooking, expect that when you make salmon patties. What I like to do next is I like to take my salmon patty and just brush it a little bit with egg, flip it over, brush a little bit of egg, and then I drop it right into my breadcrumbs. And what that does, it helps to stick to the breadcrumbs, okay? The egg helps the breadcrumbs stick. Okay, let me finish these up, and I'll come back and then we'll fry them. Okay, I've got the last one made up here, and now I'm going to put them in my oil. Be really careful because that oil is hot. See, one of them fell apart already, but that's okay. If it falls apart on you, that's no problem. You'll still have the flavor and everything is going to be there. So let's make room for him in here. And this one's falling apart. But that happens with salmon patties. Okay, I'm going to let each one of those cook for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to turn it over. Okay, I've just got the last one flipped, and as you can see, they're golden brown on the top. I'm going to let these cook for about 3 or 4 minutes on this side, and then I'm going to come back to you and tell you what kind of sauces I use. Okay, 3 of them look like they're ready, so I'm going ahead and take 3 of these out of here and put them on my plate. That's one. Look how golden brown and delicious that salmon cake looks. Look at those. They're absolutely beautiful. This one fell apart, and like I said, if it does fall apart, that's no problem. They do that anyhow. Let those cook a few minutes more. I use a lot of different sauces. A lot of people use just ketchup. My favorite is I like to take mayonnaise and get dill seed and mix the mayonnaise and the dill seed. And if you have some sweet relish, mix that in with it. To me, the mayonnaise and the dill seeds makes a wonderful dip for these. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Salmon cakes, like I said, were so popular years ago and people just stopped making them. I hope you'll try these. They're really good and they're very nutritious for you also. Like I said, my family has been making these for years and people just stopped making them. I think this one's just about ready to come out too. So This is Jim Mann in Mexico telling you, please follow me on Facebook and subscribe to me on YouTube. I so appreciate all your support in this new year. I hope we all have a wonderful new year, and I appreciate your support and once again having me in your home. I look forward to many more times visiting with you. Until next time, this is Jim Mann in Mexico. I'll say take care of yourself and God bless.